In today's climate, nothing will make you a more accurate or confident shooter than Crimson Trace laser sighting systems. Get the immediate, decisive advantage of the world's only grip-integrated laser sights today. Shoot better. Stay safer. Crimson Trace.
Today on Tom Gresham's Gun Talk, a competition shooter's legal guns are about to become illegal as he retires from his job as a New Jersey cop. Plus, a new rifle training program and more. Call Tom now at 1-866-825-5486 or 1-TOM-TALK-GUN. Now, here's Tom.
I'm telling you, we're going to try to get 10 pounds into a 5-pound bag today. We got so much to cover. I'm glad you could be here. I'm Tom Gresham. It is Gun Talk, G-U-N-T-A-L-K. We talk about guns here. You don't like that? Get over it. It's okay. We're the good guys. We're the good gals. We're the ones you don't read about. We're the ones that the media doesn't talk about because we really don't fit into their meme, to their agenda. We're the ones who don't cause problems. We own guns, store guns, use guns, carry guns without problem. We don't cause a problem for, we don't cause a problem for good people, bad people. That's maybe a whole different deal there, okay? But we're the responsible ones. I'm glad that you could join us because if you're here, my guess is that you are one of us. You are one of the good guys and gals. Lots and lots of gals getting into guns, and primarily, honestly, through the self-defense angle, as a lot of them kind of look at it and go, I don't know. I just got this email from a friend of mine up in the Detroit area. It's one of those, it's short. Let me read it to you. It says, you know those moments where the light bulb suddenly turns on? One of my wife's coworkers was literally screaming at her a few weeks ago to stop talking about guns, especially on school property. The coworker's house was broken into while her 16-year-old daughter was at home. Now she wants a firearm. My wife is going to invite her to the range. And that is the entry point for an awful lot of women. I was assaulted. Our house was broken into. A friend of mine was raped. A friend of mine was assaulted. A friend of mine, somebody I knew, was kidnapped. And I know that the government is not, cannot, will not, and is not required to protect me. Are you aware of that, by the way? Are you aware that the government is not required to protect you, that the police department is not required to protect you? There have been many, many court cases where you're talking on 911 and they're going to send the police and they don't show up and somebody gets sued because somebody gets killed or hurt. And the courts consistently rule that the police have absolutely no duty to protect anyone. Their duty is to protect society as a whole, but not any one person. I do want to talk a wee bit, actually quite a lot today, about, how do I put this exactly? Well, I was on Cam Edwards' show earlier this week, and I think I shocked him when I said the government of New Jersey is essentially a terrorist organization. And what? Yes, it is. And I put this out. I'm going to talk about New Jersey a fair amount today because of some of the things they're doing, their attitudes. If you want to terrorize a population, what do? Do you put people in cages and put them on video? Well, the government of New Jersey wants to do exactly that. They want to put people in cages for owning guns. More details on that when we come back. 866-TALK-GUN, 866-TALK-GUN. I'm Tom Gresham. This is Gun Talk.
Smith & Wesson Bodyguards. Carry more comfortably, walk more confidently. When it comes to personal protection, nothing beats a Bodyguard. Choose the lightweight, compact, and concealable Bodyguard 380 pistol or the Bodyguard 38 revolver, both with a built-in laser sight. The Smith & Wesson Bodyguards. Carry more comfortably, walk more confidently.
In the field or on the range, you need a trigger you can trust. For over 60 years, Timney triggers have been trusted by hunters and shooters everywhere. A Timney trigger could mean the difference between a great shot and a miss. Timney triggers are proudly made in the USA and come with a lifetime warranty. To order, go to timneytriggers.com. That's TIMNEY triggers.com.
For 36 years, the U.S. Sportsmen's Alliance has been fighting to protect hunting, fishing, and trapping for sportsmen from coast to coast. Today, we are under constant attack from extremist animal rights groups who want to end your ability to hunt in the U.S. Join us to protect our sporting heritage and our way of life outdoors. To join or for more information on how you can help, go to ussportsman.org. That's ussportsman.org.
Every day, law enforcement agencies worldwide put their trust in the HST bullet from Federal Premium Ammunition. Built to protect our streets and defend our freedoms, HST and its iconic mushroom provide reliable and consistent performance. That same technology is now available for your personal defense needs when protecting your home and defending your family. Personal Defense HST. Proven, trusted performance. Federal Premium Ammunition. Every shot counts.
All right, back with you. 866-TALK-GUN. Get you in here. I'm Tom Gresham. Also, you can send me an email, tom@guntalk.com. You can join me on Twitter. I'm at GunTalk over there. Yes, we got Twitter fixed. Thank you to the marvelous, fabulous, incredible Sarah in our office, who is the guru of all things web and internet. She figured out a way to basically shake up, blast through Twitter, and we regained access to our account. So I'm at GunTalk over there. A lot of news being streamed over there. One of the things we were talking about earlier is that we're going to have this gentleman on our show, a friend of mine for many years, competitive shooter, police officer, SWAT team member, trainer, Bruce Piatt joins us right now. Hello, Bruce. How are you?
I'm very good, Tom.
Well, good deal. Let's see, cop, SWAT team, trainer, competitive shooter. What did I miss?
I think you covered it all. I've been a busy boy for a few years.
Yes, you have. So how long have you been a police officer?
32 years in all. I'm right outside of New York City, about 15, 20 miles. Started off, rookie cop. I was a special police officer for 4 years, and now I did 28 years full-time, and I just retired. In fact, I'm still on the books for a little while longer, so I still have the badge, but I'm just burning up some sick time, so I'm still collecting the checks. Pension checks should be rolling in pretty shortly.
All right, but you've got a problem because you are a gun owner in New Jersey, and as a competitive shooter, you've got some of those things that New Jersey considers to be evil guns, don't you?
I do. I haven't had a problem because of the badge issue, but I'm going to have to abide by the law. So for the past couple months, I've been busy trying to comply.
Okay, so first of all, what are the laws and what do you run into? You've got what, magazine limits? You've got what, AR limits? Which ones do you run up against?
We do. First of all, New Jersey has a 15-round magazine limit. They, like several other states, they have the 10 rounds or the 15 rounds. They trust you 15 rounds, but they don't trust you 16 times. So I have to abide by that. By what I have done already. I have ammunition depots all over the country. I have to travel to all my matches. Most of the big matches are in various states out west mostly. So I stash my ammo with my buddies that drive to those matches, so I don't have to ship it everywhere. And I've stashed magazines with them, so now I don't have to travel with magazines with me. And so now when they bring my ammo, they're going to bring my magazines also. The easiest way to do this is just to move, and I'm in the process of doing that too. We're actively looking for a house in Pennsylvania, and that'll end everything. But until I can do that, I've been trying to do this
wow.
to get around the law.
Now, for 30 years, the state has trusted you to carry guns, to have high cap or what we'd call standard capacity handguns, to have AR-15s. My guess is you may even have access to full auto stuff in some of your special training. And all of a sudden, the moment you turn in the badge, you become not trustworthy.
The very next day, you're good one day and you're a felon the next. That's correct. It doesn't make any sense, does it?
Now, okay, you have been in New Jersey all this time, and you've known about these laws. Now you're on, I don't know if it's fair, you actually have been on both sides of this, but now you're clearly on one side. And I asked this, it sounds silly, but I just got to know, how does that make you feel? What are you feeling right now with this whole thing?
I feel the same way I've felt all these years. It doesn't make any sense to me. It never has. Since back in the Governor Florio days when he passed the assault weapons ban here, it just doesn't make sense. You can have an AR-15 style gun, mm-hmm. and basically all you have to do is what I've done actually with guns that I have here is take either pin the compensator, or what I did is take a little welder and just put a dab of weld on the compensator or flash hider so you can't take it off. Mm-hmm. Or compensator has to be. So you can't take it off, and grind off the bayonet lug, and the gun is totally illegal. So how did that make it any safer?
Well, now you can't bayonet people, Bruce. You understand that's what the real danger is here.
Thank you for educating me. I didn't know that.
So, all right. So what? Clearly, this is just stupid. And here is a tax-paying member of the New Jersey citizenry who is going to pack up and move your family and get out of the state because of this. Have you heard of others doing this, of others leaving New Jersey because of this?
Absolutely. In fact, just at this past State of the State address by Governor Christie, it was a big issue for him. The people are doing this in droves. And in fact, in New York State, the police officers are doing it so much that they are trying to pass a clause in their pension that if the police officer moves out of the state once they retire, that they are going to get a reduction in their pension. That's how many people
have problems with that.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're trying, and I'm sure the police union is fighting it. But how ridiculous is that? And that just goes to show you how many people are packing up and moving out.
Good grief.
It's crazy.
All right, so what now, you've been a serious competitive shooter for many years. What's going on with Bruce Piatt now? What are you going to be doing?
Well, I've formed a corporation, Bruce Piatt Training Concepts, LLC, and I plan on, number one, taking care of some of the items on my bucket list. All these years, I've never been able to go to Camp Perry. That's kind of what started me in shooting. My heroes were Bill Blankenship and Jim Clark Sr. Seeing all those, when I was a kid, reading about them in the magazines, and that's where they started. That's where they made their fame. And I've never been able to get there purely because I've been busy getting to the action circuit. That's what I was doing, the IPSC and the Soldier of Fortunes and the Sports Team Challenge, that kind of thing. I just never had the time or the vacation time that allowed me to do that. So this year, I'm going to do it.
You're going to go. It's so interesting to hear you say that because, it's funny. You're an action shooter, and I know there are people who think, well, why would you go to Camp Perry? It's slower. It's all of this. But yet, Rob Latham, also an action shooter, made it a point to go to Camp Perry, shoot handguns and shoot rifles because it's one of those touchstones. If you're a serious competitor, you know that's where much of this started. Yeah.
It's like your trip to Mecca. Everybody needs to go there once in your life. And I've been shooting bullseye in my off seasons for quite a few years. In the winter, I shoot it just for fun here locally, and it's to do it well. It's hard. It's really, really hard. I'm in the 2600. My best I've ever done was 2607, I think. And to win Perry, you need like a 2650 or something. And boy, it's hard. That last little bit is so hard to do.
That's the hard part. For those who don't understand, where you're shooting right now is better than 99.9% of the people will ever be able to shoot, and you know that you still have a ways to go.
Oh my God! I just can't get over that little hump, and I'm doing this. I'm just doing indoors. I've never even shot an outdoor 2700. So
okay.
I have
now let me ask you. How about training? Are you going to set up training?
I am. I initially wanted to, right off the bat, started doing some training classes. I've never done it because I haven't had the insurance, number one. I haven't had the, time to get out and do it. I initially started to do that, and I had some people come up and ask me to do some gunsmith classes. They wanted to learn how to build 1911s because I've been doing that for quite a few years, and that has exploded. I have more people wanting to sign up for these classes, 1911 classes, than I can fill. In fact, tomorrow I'm leaving for a week-long class up in Connecticut. But, eventually I'll be doing both competitive and the LE classes. I've been teaching, let me back up a little bit. I've been teaching military and police for a while, purely because they're already covered under insurance while they're working. The civilian market I haven't been handling because, like I said, I didn't have any liability insurance until now. But I'm covered now. But I've been scrambling to get these pistol smith classes going, and we're on the road tomorrow for a week-long class up in Connecticut.
Fantastic. We're talking with Bruce Piatt. Let me give out your website. It's Bruce Piatt. It's BrucePiatt, 2 T's. Piatt, BrucePiatt.com. And as you start offering various classes, as I see right there, lesson shooting and custom 1911 building, that's pretty cool. I guess, as you start teaching. Now, let me ask you this. You mentioned law enforcement and also competitive shooting, but how about taking what you've learned in all of your years of law enforcement and teaching those of us who want to learn more about self-defense shooting?
That's actually what I enjoy teaching the most. That's what I've been doing for so long. That comes natural to me. The competitive stuff, I actually struggle to. I've taught a couple classes doing that over the years, and I struggle because there's so many different levels of people there. When I go in and teach a CCW class or a police class, military class, all that I have to offer the guys, everybody's paying attention, and they're all just sucking in the info, because in that arena or that type of lessons, everything applies. There's nothing wrong with learning everything, and then because you never know what situation you're going to be in.
I got to say, here's the deal. I would gladly take a class with you, because here's what you bring to it. And I'm just going to say from the outside looking in, knowing you for all these years, you are both a serious and top-level competitive shooter, which means you know how to shoot accurately and you know how to shoot fast. But you also have all of this experience as not just law enforcement, but SWAT and law enforcement training, advanced level training. So you know the real deal of what it's like to go into a house where there's a bad guy. And you can bring all of that to the table when somebody says, well, what do I do if? And you have 3 decades of experience to pull on.
Yeah, well, I'm here to share it now. I have the time to get out and do it, and that's the goal.
Well, as soon as you start offering those classes, I'm there, buddy.
All right. We'll get you in for sure. Absolutely.
Okay, sounds good. Bruce, thank you so much. I wish you luck. I will help you with almost anything, but I'm not going to help you move.
Come on, I got some boxes. You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. I think I've moved 15 or 17 times. I don't want to do it anymore.
All right, Tom. All right. Well, thank you for having me.
You bet. Well, good luck. You take care. I know you're going to do well. Bruce Piatt. Man, I mean, I'm not kidding you. I would go across the country to take a class with this guy. Imagine, you got a guy who's a top competitive shooter, handguns, rifles, the whole deal. And he's a pistol smith, gunsmith, and he is a SWAT member, veteran experience, and he's a SWAT trainer. Yeah, that's a pretty good combination right there. I'm here to tell you. I would do that. If you want to go look at what he's up to, Bruce Piatt, BrucePiatt.com, BrucePiatt.com. By the way, speaking of websites, we've got, of course, always have some kind of giveaway going at Gun Talk. We're giving away a Springfield Armory XD Mod 2, the 3.3 inch in 45, their new 45 ACP. Go to guntalk.com/win. That's guntalk.com/win. Enter for a chance. We're going to give that away at the end of the month. We're also, of course, selling, we got our new DVDs out. First Person Defender, Season 1 is out. We have the Concealed Carry 2, which is really good. And we've got some packages. You can buy, multiple DVDs and get discounts, that kind of a deal. So that's worthwhile. You can really save a ton of money. Now, I mentioned earlier, I was just talking about New Jersey. We've got this case in New Jersey where this gentleman, Gordon Van Gilder, is facing up to 10 years. He's 72 years old. 72 years old. He's facing up to 10 years in prison in New Jersey because he has a 250-year-old flintlock handgun in his glove compartment. He is a collector of historical items. He gets stopped for a traffic stop, makes the terrible, terrible, terrible mistake of volunteering to the police officer, "There's a firearm in my glove compartment." He's arrested. He's been charged. This is New Jersey now. Now, you love this. His attorney, Evan Neppen, asked the prosecutor, "Well, where are we with this?" And they said, "Well, we're waiting for the ballistics to come back." Think about it. Wait for it. It's a flintlock. It's a smooth bore. It fires a round ball that is patched. There are no markings on the projectile when you shoot it, assuming they could even get it to work. And what are they going to match it against? All the bullets recovered from drive-by flintlock shootings? Are you kidding me? This is a terror program. This is a campaign of terror. The idea is we will make you all comply. See how nasty we are? See how evil we are? We will even throw a 72-year-old man in prison for 10 years for having a flintlock handgun. If that's not terror, I don't know what is. They seek your compliance. That's all they're looking for.
Want to be a guest on the show? Drop us a line at info@guntalk.com. You're listening to Gun Talk with Tom Gresham.
Gotta love it. Richard just sends me an email. It's with a link to the website for Holland & Holland, a great English gun company founded in 1835. But they're pretty savvy, pretty sharp. On their website, when you click on a website and it's loading, and it says on there, "Please wait, loading guns." Okay, that's pretty good. I like that one. Oh, my goodness. What? How in the world do you protect yourself? How can you defend yourself from an assault by a billionaire or a group that a billionaire forms when that billionaire and that group basically has the willing acceptance, and I would say they're complicit, the media, in carrying the message, regardless of what the message is? Well, that's what we're talking about right now. It's a challenge. Rachel Baird joins us right now. She is an attorney with a most interesting case. Hey, Rachel, how are you?
Hi, good afternoon, Tom. How are you?
I am great. So tell me, if you can give the cliff notes on Crossfire Arms and who they are and what happened.
I can do that. January 27th, a gentleman named Bobby Richards from Mount Holly, Vermont, who happens to be an FFL, noticed on Facebook that someone had posted a report with pictures of 6 of his firearms that he had listed on armslist.com for sale. And he knew they were his firearms because on each of the pictures that he posts of his firearms, he has his logo, Cross Firearms LLC logo. So he was able to identify his firearms. Now, he knew nothing about this report. He had given no permission or authorization for anyone, let alone Michael Bloomberg or Everytown for Gun Safety, to use his pictures in a report. And to make matters worse, the report pertained to allegations that individuals in Vermont were selling firearms to criminals, domestic violence abusers, and other disqualified persons. Now, you can imagine, as a business owner, seeing himself and his business wrapped up in this report, what his reaction was. And his reaction was a couple days later to email me.
Let me jump in here because I'm not sure we quite connected the dots. Whose website is this, and what's on this website? What's this about?
Well, Everytown for Gun Safety published an 18-page report on their website, and somebody picked it up and noticed that Bobby's firearms were included in the pictures in that report. And, you know, Bobby, he's active in the Second Amendment issues and active in the FFL business, active as a firearms owner, and he belongs to different Facebook groups. And one of these Facebook groups posted this report and said to Bobby, "Hey, I think these are your firearms that are in that report that are included in this report. What do you think?"
Okay,
and so that's
Everytown
how
for
it
Gun
came to
Safety.
his attention.
And this is a Bloomberg-created and a Bloomberg-backed group, Everytown for Gun Safety. It's not a grassroots organization. It's completely AstroTurf. There's no real membership. This is just Michael Bloomberg's gun control group, right?
Well, we did some investigation, which didn't include a lot, into that very issue, and all I had to do was look at the Delaware Secretary of State business website to know that Everytown for Gun Safety is incorporated in Delaware. Its main headquarters is in New York City, and sure enough, it used to have the name Mayors Against Illegal Guns. So basically, it's the same organization, it just changed its name.
Okay, all right. So they have basically taken this guy's guns and said these are somehow connected to illegal gun trades. So what happens next?
I mean, if you look at Vermont law is pretty clear when it comes to the elements of a defamation claim. And really, all you have to show, and in this case, it's pretty easy to show, that a false and defamatory statement was made about Cross Firearms, and in fact, Bobby Richards, that it was a negligent statement, and that it was published. And to go even further under Vermont law, if you can show in making a defamation claim that the person was accused of a crime that they didn't commit, or there were statements made that were injurious to their trade or business, you can get punitive damages, which takes the amount of money far beyond what you can actually show in terms of a loss of business, and it's designed to actually punish the person or organization, in this case Michael Bloomberg and Everytown for Gun Safety, for being so negligent, and so that's what we're looking to do.
Because they included, and here's the key, they included his logo, his business logo, so these pictures were identified with him through his business.
Right, and it's so negligent because at armslist.com, he listed his firearms in the FFL section, and it should have been obvious to whoever was doing this if you can call it an investigation. I don't even call it that.
No, it's a hit
because
job.
there was a predetermined outcome, so
Sure.
It wasn't even an investigation. It was an agenda-driven report because right now Vermont and its legislature are looking at more restrictive gun laws, and this was designed to provide the legislators up there justification for stricter gun laws, and that's all it was meant to do. And in taking these 6 pictures that had Bobby Richards' Cross Firearms logo on it, what Bloomberg basically did was impugn Crossfire Arms as some sort of seller to individuals who are disqualified or criminals or other or domestic violence abusers is a term they like to use in this report. And, Bobby just has been, concerned. Who wouldn't be concerned? I mean, your reputation is everything. Your reputation is everything.
Okay, so where are we with this? Where are we going with it?
Well, as I said, Bobby this first came to his attention on January 27th. We went up, my legal investigator, Ed Peruta, and I went up to Vermont and met with Bobby. We were up there again last week looking into some issues. I believe we've identified the two strongest claims, obviously, defamation and misappropriation of his logo. Bobby purchased his logo, all the rights to it. He had it specifically designed. He's proud of it. And, Tom, I can tell you that in the report, they listed what they call a correction after Bobby had sent a cease and desist letter to the Bloomberg organization. But despite this correction, where they don't name Bobby or Crossfire Arms by name, so really anybody reading it has no idea what they're specifically correcting, on the cover of that report, they still have Bobby Richards' 6 firearms portrayed with his logo. So how sorry can they be, or how much of a correction did they really intend to make if they still have his logo in that report? And so they're
not serious about it. Yeah, they're not serious about it, but you need to make them serious.
We need to make them serious, and we will be filing a federal lawsuit in Vermont Federal Court, which is in the Second Circuit Court of Appeals, and we had anticipated doing that within 30 days of receiving notice, and today's about the 23rd, so we're near finalizing that complaint.
All right. Well, look, Rachel, keep us posted as this goes forward, would you?
Oh, thank you so much, Tom. Have a great day.
Absolutely. You take care. Rachel Baird. Well. Isn't that interesting? All right, we are open lines. If you would like to talk about guns or give me a range report or got a question, even if I don't know the answer, I'll just make it up. You know, how are you going to know, right? 866-TALK-GUN. Be right back.
The world can be a dangerous place. Gear up with the industry's original and most trusted laser sighting system from Crimson Trace. Equipping your firearm with laser and light systems will enhance your effectiveness and help keep you and your family out of harm's way. Call 800-442-2406 or visit crimsontrace.com and receive a free copy of our new laser training video, The Laser's Edge. Crimson Trace.
In the war on terror, fighting crime in the streets, in competition and homes around the world, one name in firearms stands out: Sig Sauer. Our pistols and rifles are renowned for their unfailing performance. This same commitment to excellence can be found in our line of SigTac accessories and the training offered by the Sig Sauer Academy. For unmatched quality, reliability, and innovation when it counts, choose Sig Sauer. Visit SigSauer.com today.
Hi, I'm Tom Gresham. For more than 40 years, I've been watching an environmental disaster in my backyard, and it actually impacts all sportsmen in America. I'm talking about the massive loss of land on the Louisiana coastline. The U.S. Geological Survey said the swamps and marshes of coastal Louisiana are among the nation's most fragile and valuable wetlands. That land is disappearing. The Mississippi River Delta hosts as many as 10 million ducks and geese every winter. These are birds which migrate northward through the states, all the way to Canada. The wetlands of the Delta support some of America's best fresh and saltwater fishing. And here's the deal. The wetlands of the Mississippi River Delta are disappearing at a rate of 1 football field every hour. 1 football field every hour. Gone. We can reconnect the river with its wetlands and restore the Delta, but we need your help. Please visit vanishingparadise.org. That's vanishingparadise.org.
The The XDM 3.8 Compact from Springfield Armory is 2 guns in 1. Use as your concealed carry gun with a compact magazine and use the extended magazine for home defense. Carry 13 rounds of 9mm in the compact magazine and a whopping 19 rounds in the extended magazine. To see the entire family of Springfield Armory XDM pistols, go to SpringfieldArmory.com. That's SpringfieldArmory.com.
All right, let's go straight to the phones. Line 3, Monty's with us out of Cedar City, Utah. Hello, Monty, you're on Gun Talk.
Hey, thank you very much. I was impressed. I'm always impressed with your show anyway, but the information you garner. But a lady early on was saying, and you went along with how they go to these places and how they're all welcome, and that's true. I found in some of the venues, which I've been a life member, and I'm 1 million years old, they... sometimes when people start to win, they start the egos of the powers that be get involved.
You're not saying that shooters have egos, are you?
Well, I was so surprised because I'll tell you the story, then I'll leave you alone because you've got so many good guys on there today. This fellow friend of mine that I got into mounted shooting, and he was so good that he asked me what I thought of his horse, and I said, well, he's got that. What about that back leg? Is that going to bother him? He says, what's the matter with it? Well, I explained it, and well, lo and behold, he was winning everything with that horse, and then at the major event, it broke down, and he had to borrow one. Everybody had tried to buy his horse to get it out from under him, you know. So at the major event, he borrowed one, and he still won everything. And I had warned him. I said, you be careful. Nobody's going to like you come Sunday. And lo and behold, he called me Monday. He said, Mont, you were right. I was so disappointed, but I've watched it evolve over the 40 years I've been involved in this stuff. And you can take it from there, Tom. You're doing a good job.
Thanks, Monty. I appreciate it. Yeah, there is an element of truth in what Monty's saying, is that when you get to the very top, you know, the very top, if you're in the top 5, yes, you're friends with the other competitors, but at a certain point, you're competitors first and friends second. When you're at the match, now, when you go away, you're going to have a drink together, go to have dinner together, yeah, it's all great. But when you're at the match, you're going, yeah, you know, I don't think I want to help her. I don't want to help him because I'm here to win. And you don't get to be a top competitor without having winning being very, very important to you. I mean, those of us who, you know, I shoot a little competition now and then. Yeah, it's fine if I win. That's great. That mindset won't work. I remember talking with Jerry Mitchell. We did this weird deal where we took action shooters and took them to the Olympic Training Center and had them shoot Olympic-style shooting. And it was fascinating. And right after Jerry shot, of course, Jerry's a fabulous handgun shooter. He had shot this one match, an Olympic-style pistol, and didn't do real well. He had, dropped one target altogether. And he came in, he was fuming about it. I said, Jerry, what's the big deal? This is just like a practice run, just a trial run. And he looked at me like I was an alien. He says, you don't understand. I want to beat their brains out. I don't care if we're pitching pennies. I want to beat everybody. And if you don't have that mindset, now, these are all his friends, understand this. But if you don't have that mindset, you don't get to be a Jerry Mitchell or a Rob Latham or whatever. You've got to be. So, yes, when you get up there and all of a sudden, you know, you're kind of threatening, maybe you're going to be winning these matches, they're friendly, but maybe not as much so. So that's just kind of the way it goes. Human nature there. Lee is on line 2. He's out of Anderson County, Kentucky. Lee, you're on Gun Talk.
There is a way to get background checks on private legal firearms transfers and still keep them private and legal.
Okay, go for it.
It would take a new federal law, but it would be much more acceptable to me than all of the other laws anybody's suggested, and here's how it works. Every government agency which issues picture IDs runs a NICS check when it issues the ID. It prints the results of the NICS check on the ID. Then when I want to sell a gun to somebody, I say, may I see your ID, please?
and then the next check is on the ID, and so it's already been done. That's not unlike some states where if you have a concealed carry permit, you don't have to do the next check at all. You show your carry permit, and that's accepted because you are already a bona fide, checked out, and certified good guy or good gal. On a national basis, I don't know. What do you think? 866-TALK-GUN. I don't know if you caught this, but Michael Bloomberg, of course, he is the country's leading proponent of gun bans, the leading financier of gun bans and all things that lead to gun bans, the billionaire mayor, former mayor of New York. He was at the Aspen Institute, where a bunch of very rich, very socialistic people get together and pat each other on the back. And he was talking about the quote that came out that, by the way, they've pulled the video. Bloomberg's people are trying to destroy it so that nobody knows. They can't prove that it happened. But we have the audio. We have the audio. And he's talking about we have to take guns out of the hands of young minority males. Think about that. We have to take the guns out of the hands of young black men, is what he's saying. Okay. Now, here's the, because it's hard to understand, the audio's not that great. He says, the way you get the guns out of the kids' hands is you throw them against the wall and frisk them. And here it is.
The way you get the guns out of the kids' hands is to throw them against the wall and frisk them.
The way you get the guns out of the kids' hands is you throw them against the wall and frisk them. Which is in line with his getting guns away from young black men. Imagine. Just imagine if Rush Limbaugh had said that. If anybody on the conservative side had said that. Just we don't even have to imagine, do we? We know. Holy cow. Let's see, line 2, if you would, please. David's in Minnesota. Hey, David, yeah, I've been following this story. Go.
Yeah, I just read on the internet and the news this morning about the raised terror alert. I live right by the Mall of America, about 10 miles down the road. We're going to be vigilant up here.
Well, what we're talking about is that ISIS is encouraging essentially lone wolves or terrorists to go into the Mall of America and other malls in the U.S. and stage terror attacks. Now, interestingly enough, David, am I correct? Mall of America has no gun signs up, so they should be safe from terrorists.
Gun-free zone. Yeah, they're very strict about that. I ignore it.
Good man. Now, you know what? There are times when you have to do what is moral and what is right, and putting up a no-gun sign is immoral. Let me say that again. If they put up a no-gun sign and they don't provide you with individual security, somebody's walking along beside you the whole time, that's immoral. To tell you, you cannot protect your children here. You cannot protect your wife here. You cannot protect your baby while you're here. And we refuse to protect you. That's immoral. So my question to you is this, and this is not a rhetorical question. What are you carrying? And does the idea of, and this is not far-fetched, the idea of terrorist attacks in malls, in public places, yeah, it's true. It's not just a mall. It's a destination. This is an entertainment destination. What do they say, 100,000 people a day in there, I believe it is? What are you carrying? Has it changed your idea of what you carry? I actually got an email from somebody today. He said, yeah. He said, I've been looking at all this. I'm switching from single stack to double stack 9 just because of this. I'm going, well, it's far-fetched. It's unusual. It's not far-fetched. It would be unlikely. But unlikely doesn't mean impossible. It's unlikely you're going to get in a car wreck today, but you're still going to put on your seatbelt. It's unlikely you're going to have a fire in your house. but chances are you have a fire extinguisher. And it's unlikely you're going to be in the middle of a terrorist attack in a mall. Doesn't mean it's impossible. So the question on the floor is, how have you prepared for that? And have you talked it over with your family?